That breaking news, a guilty verdict in the killing of a VCU administrator whose body was found in the bathtub of her Richmond home in 2019. I'm Candace Burns.
And I'm Bill FITZGERALD. The Enrico contractor convicted today could now face life in prison. Our Cameron Thompson's been in the courtroom following the trial for the last 3 days. Cam?
Yeah, and Bill, facing those life sentences possibly because of the 3 convictions of first-degree murder, rape, and abduction, that the jury reached their decision on those charges after only a short amount of deliberation.
There is a huge amount of relief.
Scott FAIRMAN says the last 2.5 years have been dreadful for his family in the time since his mother, 53-year-old Suzanne FAIRMAN, was found dead inside her South Richmond home.
With this verdict, I just feel like everybody can begin to heal.
But Wednesday, after a 3-day trial and only an hour and 20 minutes of deliberation, a jury convicted Thomas Clark in her death. Prosecutors say he had done work at her home as a laborer, but sometime between the evening of May 8th to when she was found, May 9th, 2019, he went there, bound and raped her at knife point, strangled her to death, then put her body in a tub of hot water to destroy evidence. FAIRMAN took to the stand for the prosecution, but also stayed in court for other witnesses. He says despite having to hear testimony, including the injuries his mother suffered, he was done only knowing vague details.
Because she was my mother and my best friend, I had to know. It was just something personal that I felt I needed.
Since there were no eyewitnesses, prosecutors relied on cell phone and DNA evidence they say pointed to no other person than Clark. That included his DNA found inside FAIRMAN. The defense argued there were too many unanswered questions and possibilities, but the jury sided with the prosecution, which FAIRMAN says speaks volumes.
Just how everything was presented, that there was no question that this individual did this.
And while a lot of focus on the last 3 days was on how FAIRMAN's mom died, he spoke to how he wants her to be remembered as she lived.
As the wonderful, beautiful, loving person she was.
Now, after the verdict, Clark's attorney says that they respect the jury's decision, but Clark maintains his innocence and right to appeal, but passed along their heartfelt condolences to FAIRMAN and her family. Sentencing in this case is set for February of next year, and FAIRMAN's son says he's hoping for life on each of those 3 counts.